Hello everyone, this is your weather on the fly outlook and discussion for Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. Update concerning convective outlook days 2 to 3. For Thursday, there is a slight risk of severe thunderstorms across the southern high plains into southern Kansas and the northern two-thirds of Oklahoma. A positively tilted broad trough will be present at the beginning of the period Thursday, with an axis extending from the southwest to the northern plains. Through the day, the overall pattern will become more zonal with moderate mid-level flow across the central and southern plains where confluent mid-level flow will be present. Weekly troughing is expected across the central plains, which will lead to northward moisture recovery across the southern and central plains, and some sharpening of a frontal zone across the region. A cluster of storms will likely be present across West Texas and the Texas Panhandle within a region of moderate isentropic ascent. This cluster should weaken by late morning and early afternoon. However, some early morning guidance has this cluster persisting long enough for surface-based inhibition to erode and eventual strengthening and new development by early to mid-afternoon. The more likely scenario will be a decaying mesoscale convective system with remnant outflow extending into West Texas and the southern Texas Panhandle. This region, where the dryline intersects remnant outflow, will likely be a focus for supercell development Thursday afternoon. Large to potentially very large hail will be possible given the steep lapse rates and very strong shear. In addition, enhanced shear along this boundary could lead to a locally greater tornado threat. Higher probabilities could be necessary in later outlooks, but uncertainty in the evolution of early day convection and its impact on the afternoon storms limit confidence in where this higher probability corridor may be present and the nature of destabilization within this zone. A weak cold front will aid in isolated to scattered afternoon thunderstorms across a broad swath of the central to northeastern states. Large buoyancy will likely be confined to the mid-south, with weak to moderate instability extending northeastward. This front will remain on the periphery of modest, mid-level southwesterlies. Multicell clusters are expected to dominate in this setup, with sporadic damaging winds as the primary hazard. Slightly greater effective bulk shear in the mid-south and northeast should also offer a threat for isolated severe hail. For Friday, there is a slight risk of severe thunderstorms from the southern high plains to the southern Appalachians. Mostly zonal flow will be present east of the Rockies on Friday, with a belt of moderate mid-level flow extending from eastern Colorado and New Mexico to the southern Appalachians. Moderate to strong instability is expected across much of this zone, which will result in broad corridor, with favorable conditions for severe thunderstorms. A large mesoscale convective system will likely be ongoing at the beginning of the period in the Oklahoma region. This mesoscale convective system should weaken through the morning, with a remnant mesoscale convective vortex likely to advance east through the day. Moderate to strong destabilization is forecast ahead of this mesoscale convective vortex with scattered storm development expected within a zone of relatively weak deep layer shear. This will mostly support multicell storms capable of damaging wind gusts. Closer to the mesoscale convective vortex, where enhanced mid-level flow will likely be present, more organized storms are possible with a locally greater severe weather threat. Be sure to share, like and subscribe for the latest Storm Prediction Center outlooks.